Good afternoon. Today we're going to do a wrap of a knife handle via the Strider wrap. Strider gets the credit because they've been selling knives with this Paracord wrap. It's a really cool looking wrap. I don't know if they're the originator of the design. People have been wrapping tools and weapons with leather and cord for, thousands of years, but they do get credit for it because they sell an awful lot of these with this Paracord wrap. This is one that I've done already. It's from a K-Bar Johnson Adventure Potbelly. Turned out alright. Here's another Spartan Nix. It's my favorite knife. Incredible knife. I just love the grip that you have, even if your hands are slippery or wet. You got blood on your hands. I don't want to know why you have blood on your hands, but if you have blood on your hands, it's not going anywhere. If you get it stained with something, you can always just redo it and undo it. Not to mention you've got survival paracord at your fingertips if you need it for any reason. Here's a little K-Bar Becker BK11. It didn't turn out nearly as well, but today we're going to wrap a Tops / Buck collaboration. It's the CSAR-T, which stands for Combat Search and Rescue Tool, that they went together to design and build. It's kind of a cool tool. It's got some holes here for bending wire. It's got a pry bar / window breaker. It's got a little hole here for a bit tip for, any sort of tip that'll come on a cordless drill or a nut runner, six-sided star point or Phillips head or whatever you want. And just really cool knife. I recommend that you do a pre-wrap first on it. The reason you do that is so you can't see the silver color underneath the Strider wrap. It also gives you a better texture. Sometimes when you've got a real aggressive point here on the grip right near the choil and you're pulling a knot tight, it wants to slip down one way or the other, especially on powder coated. I think this is blasted steel, but a powder coat's a real slippery surface, so this just gives it a little bit more friction to hold on to. The way you would wrap it, just gut some paracord, take all the innards out of it, and just kind of lay it along the handle and then start to go round and round and round the whole thing. Once you get down to the end and you've done your last few loops, I'm not doing this as neat as I did the first time, just kind of put your finger under the last one you're going to do and run the last little bit of cord up through it, and then cut it and burn it down. Look more like that. Cut it and burn it down, smash it flat with the bottom of your lighter, so it's going to end up looking like that. You're not going to have any sort of a rise or anything here that's going to interfere with your wrap. The reason you want to gut it first is simply for the reason is you want to make sure it's going to fit back in your sheath for the snap to go around after you put your Strider wrap on it. Some sheaths have adjustable fasteners. This one does not. So I just want to make sure that low profile with the Strider wrap, it's going to be able to snap again. And here's how you make the actual Strider wrap. I've got about 10 feet of paracord here for this size knife. Double it up. You want to go ahead and burn your ends, because at the end you're going to be sticking them through a hole and you don't want a big fuzzy knot here to deal with. So just double it up. Start with the knife blade towards you. I'll be careful, Mom. Put it on top of the pre-wrap so you've got some texture to deal with, and just lay it on there. Pull it tight. Hold it with your finger, your index finger and your thumb, and here's how you do the wrap. Stick your two fingers up in between the two pieces of paracord, wrap it over once, and then again, and then go over the handle. I'll show it to you again on the other side. Put your loop where you want it. You can move it back and forth. Just put it where you want it. In this instance, I want it right in the center. If you've got a curved blade, you can follow the curve, or a curved handle, you can follow the curve of the handle just by moving that loop around so it's all symmetrical. Pull it, hold it. Oop. loop number 2. Now at this point I just want to make sure I'm getting it down towards the end where I want it here. Now you can go either direction. I happen to be going counterclockwise, and you can go clockwise, but whichever way you go with your turn here, just make sure you always go that way for the duration of it. I got this, discovered this way of tying this from somebody named William Cutting 08 on YouTube, so I want to give him credit and props. I've seen it done other ways, and a lot of times there's a little twist in the loop so that it didn't lie flat, and this is one way of just, and you ended up having to, you know, pull the paracord down and straightening it out. This is one way of just ensuring that it's always going to lay flat by doing it this way. So I want to thank him for that. Here you're getting to that point of the grip. You want to just make sure you hold it real well till you get, you know, probably somewhere down in here. This one's going to typically want to slide down, so you want to just hold it. And this is exasperated and multiplied if you don't have a pre-wrap done on it. And by the time you get 1 or 2 more wraps done, that should stay in place with no problem. Starting to see the pattern. I kept putting going online and putting Strider knives in my shopping carts just because I like the Paracord wrap handles. Kind of silly to pay $250, $350, $400 for a knife just because you like the Paracord wrap handle. I'm not saying Strider knives are not worth it. They're probably worth that and more, but I was doing it just because I like the handle wrap. I never said I was smart. Pattern's starting to show itself. If you're starting to run off one direction or the other, you can make just minute changes and bring it back. Make a little bit of a change and make that same little bit of a change on the very next one. You get pretty quick as you go along. I'm not saying I'm quick, but I am saying that you can get quick. I promise I'm not stabbing myself in the private parts here. I just find it helpful to have a resting point of the tip up against my belt. I realize I'm going to cut a hole in my shirt, but hey, I'm single, so I don't care. I do care. A little bit. Not very much. Okay, getting down towards the end here. I'm doing this fast. If you're doing it on your own knife, you want to make sure you just take the time to get everything in the right line. Here where we had the little burn mark on the pre-wrap, that's going to be covered up. You're not going to see it. A lot of people will go to this final hole to finish off their wrap. I want to leave that just in case I ever do want to put a 6-sided bit tip in there for whatever reason. It'll take standard sizes. They sell Buck sells a kit that is small, you know, a small size little kit, but it'll take standard sizes. Let's see if I can go one more. So I'm going to finish it in these two holes so I can keep that open. Yeah, I'll go here. Okay, so for this, I just want to cheat a little bit. I want to pull my pre-wrap down a little bit so I can fit this through the hole. Keep that centered. Hold it there so I can run this one through the hole. Make sure it's where you want it. Go around to the other side, and then I'm just going to tie an overhand knot just to keep it snug, because that's not too high of a profile where it's going to look bulky. And then I'm going to do a loop knot. The purpose of the loop knot is so I can make a little lanyard loop. I think I've got enough cord left. And this one you want to just make sure you run it all the way down. I'm going to have just barely enough, I think. We'll see. Maybe not. Yeah, let's see if my hand fits in there. No, it's not going to fit in there. But you get the idea. I'm probably going to end up just redoing this a little bit here. And you can see it should still snap. So there you have it. It's a Strider wrap on a Buck Tops CSAR-T. Nice knife. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it.